Tensions in the Korean peninsula have been rising slowly in the last month. North Korea had just completed another nuclear test, and then shortly after this, the US and South Korea held huge military exercises. The North responded by holding its own small-scale training exercises, followed by the direct threats against South Korea and the United States. So the situation further escalated, and then Pyongyang halted entry into the Kaesong Joint Development Area and is now moving mobile missile systems. In response, the US is now moving its defense systems to the island of Guam. But how real is the North Korean missile threat for the United States and its allies? South Korean satellites picked up mobile missile systems being moved to the east coast of North Korea. The missiles in question are medium and long-range ballistic missile systems, but it's not certain what exact missiles they are. It could be the KN-08 intercontinental ballistic missile, also known as Hwasong-13, or it could be the Musudan intermediate-range ballistic missiles. Now, none of these missiles have been tested, but the real issue here is that they are mobile. This kind of mobile missile systems are really meant for surprise attacks, something that stationary launch sites cannot do. Stationary systems take days to set up and fuel before flight, and North Korea only has 2 of these sites, so it limits their strategic launch capabilities. On the other hand, mobile systems are harder to locate, and once launched, it's more difficult to calculate the launch time and the missile's direction and trajectory. So the US will have to deploy significant missile defense systems in order to cover for the potential targets. And this includes reinforcing the 7th Fleet deployed in Yokosuka, Japan. Now, the KN-08 was first revealed at the military parade on April 15, 2012. This is a road mobile 3-stage missile with an estimated range of 10,000 kilometers. But nobody was really impressed because what was shown in the parade was a mock-up. There were visible loose bolts, the missile was not aligned straight on the vehicle, none of the 9 ICBMs had identical markings, and there was no separation line between the warhead and the last stage of the rocket, and the list goes on. So many experts doubted the existence of the real thing, but North Korea has displayed fake missiles before. For example, in 1994, they showed the Taepodong-1 ballistic missile just 4 years before they actually launched the real thing. The other missile in question is the Musudan intermediate range ballistic missile. The Musudan is also a road mobile system with an estimated range of about 4,000 kilometers. This missile is based on the Soviet R-27 ZIP missile technology for submarines. This system is also untested, and the one shown in the parade of 2010 was also a fake one. But it doesn't mean that North Koreans don't have one. We'll have to wait until around April 15th. That will be the birthday of the founder of North Korea, Kim Il-sung, and it's possible that Pyongyang will commemorate that day with a test launch. After all, the North Koreans are known to hold symbolic shows of power on the birthday of the founder. Pyongyang does not really want a war, and this crisis is meant for domestic reasons. But it also has driven up political tension between the relationships of Washington, Seoul, Tokyo, Beijing, and Moscow. Every one of those countries has different rules of engagement and different interests. The Chinese may actually want the escalation to continue because it gives them leverage in the Chinese-Japanese island dispute. The US may actually pressure South Korea as to prevent them from launching a surprise attack, and the Russians will want to have some sort of say as to appear relevant and important. So the relations are tense, and this also affects the geopolitical implications. Anyway, this was a Kashmir report by Musudan. Thank you for watching, and Saul.